Hello, witches, pagans, light workers, magical beings. Welcome to season 13 of Witches of the Moon. This is week 4. We're talking about timing of spells and casting and results. So we'll be exploring correspondences basically related to time and timing spells. First off, I'm going to apologize. I'm a little rough looking today. Today was my first day as a day walker. I've been working night shift for the past 5 years and I got a promotion, and today was my first day, full day, starting my shift at its regular time. So I literally am now getting up at the time that I normally would be going to bed. And my body hasn't quite caught up with that yet. So if I look a little weather worn and bleary-eyed, that's because I am. So bear with me. But moving on to the topic, we are going to be talking about correspondences relating to time, and basically that's what it is it's correspondences, whether it be days of the week or specific times of the day, maybe even times of the year. Basically, I'm going to talk more about days of the week and times of the day. I know that there's certain times of the year where certain spells can be cast. There's moon phase spells related to moon phase. That was fun. Spells related to moon phases. Yeah, I told y'all I was tired. You have to bear with me. So, and we're not bleeping that out. I know my sister edits these videos, so I know she's not going to be kind and bleep that out or cut that out of there. So there you have, there's your blooper of the day. So that's okay, it's all in fun. So I'm going to talk first of all whether or not I use times of the day, that kind of thing. I'll give you guys an example. I do like to try to use as many correspondences as I can, because I feel like it really does give a boost to my my magic. It boosts my energy, it aligns my energy, especially if I'm tired or something like that, where my vibration or my energy level may be a little bit lower and I need to raise that vibration a little bit. I may really call on crystals and herbs. Those are my two favorite things to call on as far as raising my energy and putting a boost to my spells. But I also pay attention to days of the week and times of the day, because I do find it to be beneficial. Do I do it all the time? No. Sometimes you just can't. I'll give you a good example. Tonight, after I got off work, I had a client come over who I thought was just going to be a simple cleanse and protect, but come to find out she was dealing with a whole lot more, and she was dealing with a hexing, so we had to do an uncrossing or an unhexing working and things like that. Now there's certain days that probably would be better for that, but at this particular moment she was very she's very concerned about what's been going on, and the need was very urgent. So we did the working right then and there. I normally don't do workings in my house. I usually do them at my shop, but again, this was kind of an urgent situation, so I did do the working in my garage. I don't like to do workings, especially for people I'm not real familiar with, in my house. I don't allow that energy in. Excuse me. But I think we got her taken care of. Well, I don't think, I know we got her taken care of, because I felt the energy go when it was time. So would it probably been a little more effective or better on a certain day of the week or at a certain time of the day? Possibly. Might have given a little extra boost to it, but I put the energy into it that I needed to, and I called on her to actually add her energy as well. And I have no doubt that we did what we set out to do, so I'm not worried about it. I think correspondences more or less make things maybe a little easier. So talking about the correspondences, let's talk about days of the week. So there are actually specific spells that can be done on different days of the week where it may boost that energy, or you can get a little extra boost for your spell work, especially if you're new to the craft, or if you're having, I mean, face it, with the pandemic and everything, everybody's energy is a little bit lower than normal, I would say. I know mine is. So any correspondences I can incorporate, I find it extremely beneficial. So let's talk about the correspondences of days of the week. When you look up correspondences for days of the week, you're going to get a few variations depending upon practices and paths, different methodologies and things of that nature. But for the most part, most of it's pretty basic. And this usually relates to astrological timing, okay? So if you're big on astrology, this is something that you probably incorporate a lot of times of day, days of the week, times of the year. Also, numerology is big in astrology. So if you are big, if that is a major part of your practice, this may be something that you incorporate quite often. Monday, for instance, just to go through quickly, we'll go through the days of the week and the basic correspondences that I look at when I'm doing my craft work, and what those different days of the week mean. Monday is definitely ruled by the moon. That's Monday or Moon Day. The element is water, and it's a definite feminine energy. So if you're looking for more feminine energy in your working or your spellcraft, then Mondays are good days to do certain types of workings, or to incorporate that feminine energy, especially if it's not, if you don't have a full moon to call upon. Monday might be an alternative for you. So colors, if you look up correspondences for days of the week, it goes into colors. Some of them go into crystals. There's a lot of information that can be related to a certain day of the week and how that spell, how it relates to your spellcraft. So colors would be like silver, white, gray, light gray, again corresponding with the moon. Why? Because it's Monday. It's the ruling planet is the moon. Magic would be any type of magic that you would probably work on where you need that feminine energy or that guiding energy. Because remember, the goddess is related to, the moon is the goddess, and her energy is guiding, okay, where the sun is protective, okay? So anything relating to the home, that maternal, nurturing type of workings. Also meetings with powerful women. Again, it's a feminine energy. Nutrition, again, that nurturing thing. So nutrition, nurturing, fertility, fertility spells or castings, divination relating to fertility. Anything to do with the ocean, because again, the moon rules the ocean and the waves. That kind of thing. So you kind of get where we're going with the correspondences, right? When relating to timing and spell casting or craft work. Okay, so Tuesday's ruling planet is Mars. The element is fire. Okay, the focus is energy and initiation. So if you're initiating into a practice or can't think of the word. I am really great about blanking out, or into a certain rite of passage. Initiations are usually done on Tuesdays. Okay, the energy is masculine. The colors are red or orange, primarily. The magic or the spell crafting would be more defensive spells, courage, anything masculine, vitality, those types of things, okay? So some of your related activities might be like if you want your spells for winning an athletic event, okay, your child's playing football. Tuesdays are a good day because Friday night lights, okay, so you're going to cast that spell on Tuesday to lend to energy to boost your child's athletic abilities, okay, or your own, okay. Um, Also, law enforcement and the military also tend to, spells relating to that, protective spells or battle spells. Tuesdays are really good for that. Again, masculine energy. Uh, this one, for Mars is very aggressive, so Tuesdays are kind of an aggressive kind of day for any kind of aggressive masculine energy or spell work that needs masculine energy. Okay? Wednesdays would be, the ruling planet is Mercury, the element is air, and the focus is communications and perspective. So let's say you're having problems communicating with your spouse or your mate. Doing a spell on Wednesday to help open those lines of communications, that would be a good day to do it, okay, to help open up those lines of communications. Maybe you're having problems talking with your boss or a coworker. Maybe there's miscommunications, or you want more effective communications with your neighbor. Again, Wednesdays would be a great day for that type of spell work. The colors, it is a masculine energy, and the colors are light blue, purple, or yellow. Blue tends to be related to the throat chakra. So again, that's where communication would come in. So that color is relative to that chakra as well. Spells for prosperity are also good on Wednesdays. Communication, travel spells are good for Wednesdays. It's kind of a road opening type thing. A road opener spell would probably be good on a Wednesday, because Wednesdays are kind of that middle of the road, kind of opens you up. Communications are usually really good for road opening. A lot of times your blockages would be related to communication, that kind of thing. So related activities would be travel, public relations. If you're in the media and you want to, maybe you've got a big story that you're going to cover, Wednesday would be a great day to do spell work or to do craft work to enhance your storytelling. Okay? Solving disputes. Getting in touch with people maybe that you haven't talked with in a long time. Maybe you haven't spoke with a friend in a very long time, or a family member, and you're missing that person and you want to hear from them, or you maybe tried to reach them and you haven't been able to. If you do a spell or working on Wednesdays, usually you'll find that you'll get the results you're looking for. Kind of cool. Thursdays, the ruling planet is Jupiter, and Jupiter is element the element for Thursdays. The ruling planet is Jupiter. The element is Earth. Okay, and the energy is masculine. The focus is on growth and higher learning. Okay, so people who are ruled by the planet Jupiter tend to be of a little higher intelligence. They tend to be more analytical, that kind of thing, like crave knowledge, that kind of thing. So again, Thursdays are great for, let's say you're getting ready for a big test. Okay, to do workings on Thursdays would probably help you enhance your knowledge skills or being able to retain knowledge for that test. Okay, or homework assignment or whatever, or maybe you're wanting to learn a new language, so maybe doing a spell to help make that easier for you would be good to do on Wednesday and Thursday, because Wednesday's communication, Thursday is growth and higher learning, right? The colors that are related to this particular day of the week would be royal blue, deep red, okay? Any magic that would be attracting opportunities. Money spells are good on Thursdays as well. Prosperity, abundance. So these, because again, it's related to growth as well as higher learning. So your prosperity spells are really good on Thursdays. Okay, I do a lot of, I actually have spells that I do for people where, or I give them to do for themselves, and it tells them to do the spell on Thursdays, because that's the day of the week that corresponds with money, growth, prosperity, that kind of thing. Also, if they want to get pregnant, fertility, Thursdays are a good day to do that as well. Okay? Any spiritual and religious matters are good on Thursdays. Meeting with high-powered people, especially related to work and growth in your job. Thursdays are good days to do workings on that or to do those activities. Okay, these are days that you would want to try to plan these activities as well. Connecting with high-powered people or people that you're seeking to do business with would be good. Okay. Starting school, again, another good activity to do on a Thursday, if possible. Okay. Friday, your ruling planet is Venus. So guess what? Fridays are love spell days. Okay. So your element is water. Focus is love and relationships. So if you're having a glitch in your relationship, you know, you're maybe not getting along with your mate, or maybe you're looking for love, or you're starting a new relationship and you want it to grow and develop, your love spells or your magic for those types of things should be done on Fridays. Your colors are pink and green. Definitely the energy is feminine. All love spells, beauty spells are another good one to do on Fridays, okay? To make yourself more attractive or feel better about yourself. Self-love spells, very important. Very good to do on Fridays. Have that love bath. Soak in a tub of just some beautiful aromatic herbs and flowers and just focus on loving yourself. Fridays are a good day to do that. End of the week, coming up on the weekend, just give yourself some good love and goodness, and just fill yourself up with that self-love. Just know you're worthy, you're beautiful, and let that soak into you. So Fridays are great days for that. Anything to do with love, beauty, you know, aesthetics, that kind of thing, partnerships, friendships even, you know, anything. Friendships are love. They're love relationships, or at least they should be. So building those relationships, family ties, family relationships, those are all good to do. Any kind of craft work or any kind of workings, or even just activities dealing with building those relationships should be done on Fridays. Those are good days to do those. You'll boost that energy. It'll give a little pep in the step, and it'll point you in the right direction. So that's really good. Saturdays, the ruling planet is, of course, Saturn. Saturday, Saturn. Ever wonder where we get the days of the week, the names of the days of the week? Kind of gives you a hint. The element is earth and fire. Okay. The focus for this particular week is, I think it's accountability, being accountable for yourself or taking responsibility, being responsible. Long-term goals are good for Saturdays. The energy is feminine. Okay, so if you need that feminine energy, again, Saturdays are good for that. Colors are black and dark gray, so it tends to be a little bit more of a protective day of the week, even though it's a feminine energy. Banishing, cleansing rituals are good to do on Saturdays. Protection, again, you're at the end of the week, you're kind of getting rid of anything that no longer serves. Protection spells, again, because the colors are black, that kind of thing. Handling long-term problems, this is a good time to do that. Okay, so Saturdays are a good time to do that. Saturdays, activities you may want to engage in might be, making sure that you're secure, your house is secure, just kind of focusing on getting rid of anything that's, any energies or things that no longer serve, maybe cleaning out the house. That's why I think a lot of people have garage sales on Saturdays. They clean out the garage, they have their garage sales, they get rid of those things that no longer serve, right? So kind of makes sense. Okay. Another thing is ancestral work is good to do on Saturdays as well. You kind of lift that veil a little bit. Saturdays is really good to do that shadow work or ancestral work, things like that. Spend time with your grandparents. Those kind of activities would be really good for Saturdays. Also, if I find that focusing on things where I need to be a little more patient, trying to work on my, I think it's kind of a catchphrase that we're using now, emotional intelligence, that kind of thing. So Saturdays are good days to work on things like that. Sundays, the planet, of course, ruling for sun is the sun, right? Again, where do we get the names of these of the weeks, right? And of course, the sun, the element is fire. The focus for this day of the week would be creativity and purpose. That energy is definitely masculine, okay, definitely protective. Your colors are going to be, of course, yellow, gold, orange, those brighter colors. Any magic relating to rituals are good to be done on Sundays. If you don't have a moon, a Esbet or a Sabbath that you're working with, or a moon phase, that kind of thing, then Sundays are good days to do rituals as well, especially protective rituals, okay? All types of magic regarding that kind of thing. Sundays are kind of your universal day. You've got that protection. You've got that energy of the sun. The sun produces a lot of energy. Solar energy is sun energy, so it powers our homes, right? So Sunday would be a very powerful day to do a lot of different types of craft work. Kind of your universal day, kind of like your white candle, okay? Almost any activity that favors being in the sun, soaking up those rays, getting that protection, happiness, blessings, success, joy, just, anything where you kind of frolic in the sun. Sunday's always been kind of our day of rest, right? It's kind of our fun day, Sunday fun day, right? Well, there's a reason for that. That energy builds and it's there on those days, so then we tend to lean towards that. You notice social patterns tend to lean certain ways. Isn't that kind of interesting? It's usually magic related. People don't even know it. Kind of funny. So what about times of the day? Okay, we've talked about days of the week. What about times of the day? Well, different times of the day also have different magical correspondences. Of course, I think a lot of us know about the witching hour, 3 a.m., right? That's when the veil is the thinnest as far as a day is concerned. I've also heard another very powerful time of the day is either at dusk or dawn, when the god kisses the goddess or the goddess kisses the god. Either one awakens the other. Okay, so there's different times that tend to be really powerful for casting spells. Now again, I'm coming off a night shift. I was working nights. I would get home at around 2 a.m. and so I would be up till 4 a.m. So I did a lot of my spell work, a lot of my craft work right around 3 a.m. because I knew that was the witching hour. That was a very powerful time. Sometimes I would even stay up and wait until closer to dawn, depending upon what kind of work I'm doing. And I would do some of my workings outside where I watched the sunrise so that I could utilize that energy of the god meeting the goddess. So again, there are correspondences for different times of the day. Dawn is usually renewal, rebirth, new ideas, things like that. These are also times for you to meditate and to use this time for creativity and things, new beginnings, that cleansing, just starting again. Dawn is a good time for that. Mid-morning or mornings, good time for goal setting. Again, you're still in that renewal period, so kind of getting focus. You're starting the day, you're kind of going into it. So herbal crafts are good during the day, kind of when the dew is still anew, that kind of thing. Intuition is usually good during the mornings. Also justice, uh, when you're seeking justice or that kind of thing, kind of bringing the light to something. Again, the morning, it's kind of coming into the light. So those are good times for those kind of spells. If you're working kind of legal matters, usually they'll tell you, or I've found it to be true, that morning is a good time to cast those types of workings because you're bringing a light onto whatever you're trying to reveal. Reveal spells. True color spells are usually good in the morning because, again, you're bringing something to light. Noon is usually good for your wealth, success, motivation, confidence, courage. You're kind of in the middle of it. The sun is at its highest. Protection spells are really good during that time. Cleansing or protecting amulets, charging protection amulets are really good at high noon. Okay, when the sun is the highest, that's when the sun is the strongest and it's the most protective. So you can really charge those items, those amulets or tools that you use for protection. Noon is a good time to do that. Afternoon going towards evening. Gathering herbs is good also at this time. Communication, traveling is usually good at this time. It's a little softer part of the day, so things are a little calmer. Usually you've kind of gone through the hectic part of the day and you're kind of on that downward, slower, easier times. Traveling is good at that time. Evening is good for, psychic work. Again, you're coming on to that time where you're getting closer to when the god kisses the goddess and awakens her. Peace, balance, kitchen magic, cooking dinner for your family, your kitchen witches. This is a really great time for them to do workings in the evening. That's when they tend to be, the most heightened. Twilight, or when that, or dusk, when the god kisses the goddess and awakens her and she starts moving into the sky. Movement, growth, astral travel is really good at this time. Divination is good at this time. Good time for, love, that kind of thing. You're closing, you're kind of closing out things or putting things, finalizing things. This is a good time for that as well. Dark of night, or this is usually between 10 and midnight, right before midnight. This is a time when usually you want to watch for curses, hexes, and banishing. This tends to be your more darker or baneful magic, but also dreams are usually, if you're looking for lucid dreams, this is a good time for that as well. Moon magic is good at this time if it's a full moon, depending upon moon phases. This is usually when the moon is pretty high in the sky, so that might be a good time for that as well. Midnight is more for creativity, spell work, banishing, and again, dream work is usually done around midnight. So usually between 10 and midnight is a good time for those kind of things. Midnight towards 3 a.m. is more for creativity, spirit work. That's when the veil is thin, that kind of thing. So that's what I have for times of the day, time correspondences, timing of craft work. Does it boost your magic? I personally believe it does. Do I use it all the time? No, not necessarily. Sometimes it's just not practical, but when I can, I do like to use it because I do think that it does boost my magic. I think it does boost my workings. I like to, it's good knowledge to have. It's kind of like another tool in the toolbox, right? So whether you use it or not, that might be something that you may find really helps your craft work. Again, a lot of it will depend upon your schedule, the urgency of the working that you're doing, that kind of thing. If you can plan it out, it's good to utilize the correspondences, both either or both. So again, hopefully this has given you a little bit of information that's beneficial. I hope that I've been able to give you something that, again, maybe just add another tool to your toolbox, another piece to your altar, if you will. And I thank you for listening to my little bit of rambling there. And I look forward to talking to y'all on the next Tuesday. If you have any comments, if you found anything to be beneficial, if you've done certain workings on certain days of the week or certain times of the day, please comment. Let us know what your findings were. Tell us what your thoughts are. We appreciate and enjoy reading your input as well. So please do so. If you have any questions or comments, please, again, leave them in the comment bar. And otherwise, have a great week. Stay safe and blessed be.